Welcome to Fundoo Money, your 24/7 buddy on all matters related to personal finance. In this web series, we are discussing various things you need to keep in mind while investing in stocks. That's right, we're talking about stock market investing, but there are no tips here. There are no quick fixes, no quick formulas for you to get rich. In this particular segment, we are going to be focusing on a big picture sort of an issue, which a lot of people think impacts stock prices, share prices, stock market sentiment, which is basically the state of government finances. You hear words like budget deficit, fiscal deficit, and whatnot deficit. How do they impact stock prices? That's coming up shortly. Well, fiscal deficit, budget deficit, those are the kind of terms you hear day in, day out in the pink press, television programs. What does an investor investing in stocks, whether he's an existing investor or a person who's looking into investing in stocks, make of these terms and these figures that are thrown about? To help us decode it, we have stock market expert Mohit Satyanan. Hi Mohit.
Hi Udayan.
Mohit, too many big terms: fiscal deficit, primary deficit, budget deficit, that deficit. How does a person figure out what it means for his potential or existing stock market investments?
Ignore it.
That's an answer. That's possibly the shortest answer to the question.
Look, I think that the worst is behind us. The kind of fiscal irresponsibility that we've seen in the past. I think the managers of the Indian economy, by which I mean the Ministry of Finance and the RBI, have matured considerably over the last 20 or 25 years. The kind of fiascos we saw in the 80s and which led up to the crisis of 91, I don't think we're going to see them again. And number one. Number two, I think that a growing economy like ours, where we're hugely underinvested in infrastructure, we're hugely underinvested in most public goods, we're bound to see fiscal deficits. It's going to be a long time before we say bye to them. We're also a democracy. We have this perpetual election cycle going on, state elections, general elections, etc., etc. Each of them lead to more government expenditure. So we're going to see fiscal deficits. And if you see fiscal deficits, to some extent, you're going to see inflation as well. And as I said, I personally, as an investor, have made my peace with these. Okay. And I say, we're going to look at 4 or 5% fiscal deficit. We're going to look at 7 or 8% inflation and just factor them in to what you're doing. But most importantly, remember that guys who run companies have got used to dealing with all of these things. And if you look at the kind of historical returns they've made, have they been able to grow with these? Have they been able to make the right investment decisions? Then they're doing your work for you. You don't need to worry too much about the macros.
So basically what you're saying is that, one of the things that's coming out, that instead of relying on this big picture, assume that there is a smart company which has figured all of it out. Inflation going up, budget deficit. When we're talking budget deficit or any kind of deficit, somebody, in this case the government, has an income and is spending. It's actually spending more than its income, and it's borrowing from somewhere to bridge it. So they have figured, there's some smart company or smart companies which have figured it out. The job of the investor is to figure out those companies which are doing a smart job, because you can ride them like good horses and make them drive your investments ahead. So that's the sense that one needs to keep in mind. As Mohit said it in a word, ignore it. So just in case you think that there's another side to this story, this short story, go right ahead and put in your comments in the comment section. If you have a suggestion, please go right ahead and type in your suggestion. We'd love to execute them. It could be any kind of a content that you would want us that would help you or others. And if you've liked this video, go right ahead and click that like button. And of course, we would love to have you subscribe to our channel. Last but not the least, please stay connected with us on all leading social media platforms.